Latest shocker comes in from DMK ally and Makkal Nidhi Mayam chief Kamal Hassan on this tragedy. The actor, while responding to a question on the deaths, blamed the victims for it. And I quote him, "They have exceeded their limit." It doesn't end here, viewers. He went on to request the government for psychiatric centers for these victims.
See, I cannot say I have no sympathy for these victims. But these victims will have to understand they've exceeded their limit. And they've been careless. They have to be careful. They have to take care of their health. There are enough available liquor, more than pharmacies we have Tasman. My request to any government, not just one government which is existing now, the previous and the governments to come, my request would be to create psychiatric centers which will counsel them out of this delirium tremens that they are suffering now. It has to be occasional drinking, social drinking, if at all. But they must understand that exceeding limit in any form, be it sugar, anything is bad. And this necessarily is bad.
Mr. Narayanan Tirupati of the BJP now joins us on the broadcast. Sir, people have been careless. They should not have exceeded the limits.
Kamal Hassan has become a slave of, become a stooge of DMK. I can only say that because experienced personality, film star like Kamal Hassan, and also claims that he is a political party's leader, blabbering these words is definitely will hurt the Tamils and also the entire Indians. What is this nonsense? How can he say this? See, the problem is not with the liquor. The methanol, which has been, mixed in the illicit liquor, that has caused. He knows the problem, but he doesn't want to understand the problem. As usual, normally Kamal Hassan writes in Twitter, he tweets, something which is not understandable for public. Now we talk something which is not understandable to the public. I strongly condemn this way of he can support DMK because DMK and his DMK's organizations like Sun Films and Udayanidhi's film companies can help him. But you can't go to this extent and insult the Tamil people like this.
Right. Thank you, Mr. Tirupati, for joining us. We also have Kobai Satyan of the AIADMK. Sir, now Kamal Hassan, who is an ally of the DMK, is saying that it is the people who need to take care of their health. Yes, there is accountability of the state, but it is the onus first is on the victims to take care of themselves.
The right example of how one person has sold his conscience for the sake of one Rajya Sabha seat. He has not only sold his conscience, he has become spineless. Any person in public life who has to stand for the voice of voiceless. Look at his double standards. A person who passed away in a government hospital, Kamal Hassan termed it as a negligence of the doctors and said any negligence is not a death, it's a murder. The negligence of DMK, his ally, has costed 60 lives. Doesn't he have the spine to stand up and say that it's a murder? Because the complete negligence of the DMK government to act in time, which has costed 60 lives. It's really shameful to know people of these sort resort to appeasement even at this juncture, rather than standing up for what is right. For us, one Rajya Sabha seat, he had sold his conscience. It's really shameful on Mr. Kamal Hassan.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Satyan, for joining us. Dharini, my colleague, is also with us. Dharini, now, it is unbelievable that somebody of the stature of Kamal Hassan could meet the victims, see how they have been damaged by this, how over 56 people have died, their families would have been crying, there are several who are sick and are still undergoing treatment. Nobody needs to explain to people the kind of impact that illicit liquor can have on the health of people. Did he, by any chance, also say something about the state government's responsibility either before or after making this statement, where he almost seems to be saying, what is the state government's fault? People should have taken care of themselves. If they have died now, too bad, it is their fault.
Well, Kamal Hassan did not directly put the blame on the state government. In fact, he told that as much as accountable the state government is in this matter, he is requesting the state government to come up with psychiatric centers for those who are addicted to the alcoholic habits. He is telling that a psychiatric center should be opened up in all the constituencies, in all the wards if possible, and counseling should be given to those who are addicted to this habit is what he is telling. But meanwhile, he is also, again, as we saw, seems to be blaming the victims on this matter. He is telling that they have they've got drunk carelessly. They have exceeded their limit when it comes to drinking the illicit liquor. That is why they are facing this fate is what he seems to be telling. This is definitely a very controversial statement coming in from Kamal Hassan, especially at a sensitive time like this. Meanwhile, the opposition parties, be it the AIADMK or the BJP, both of them have been demanding a CBI investigation into this matter. In fact, today also during the press conference in Delhi, the BJP representatives, they demanded a CBI investigation, and now we are given to understand that Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman is also demanding a CBI investigation into this matter. The AIADMK, the principal opposition party in Tamil Nadu, they have moved the Madras High Court, seeking a CBI investigation. So definitely the opposition is putting a lot of pressure on the ruling DMK on this matter. But the DMK's defense here is that it is not because of the alcohol that these deaths have happened. It is because of the methanol that was mixed with the illicit liquor that has caused this death. And this methanol, as per investigation, has come from Pondicherry, and Pondicherry is ruled by NDA. So who is responsible for this methanol movement is what the DMK is questioning at the moment. So they are trying to again put the blame on the NDA government in Pondicherry for not controlling or not keeping a check on the methanol movement or possession in Pondicherry.
So not only is Kamal Hassan blaming the wrong people for what has happened, he also doesn't understand the real problem in this case. Let's listen in to what he said, and remember, he said this right after meeting the victims.
See, I cannot say I have no sympathies for these victims, but these victims will have to understand they've exceeded their limit and they've been careless. They have to be careful. They have to take care of their health. There are enough available liquor, more than pharmacies. We have TASMAP. My request to any government, not just one government which is existing now, the previous and the governments to come, my request would be to create psychiatric centers which will counsel them out of this delirium tremens that they are suffering now. It has to be occasional drinking, social drinking, if at all. But they must understand that exceeding limit in any form, be it sugar, anything is bad. And this necessarily is bad.
Perhaps Kamal Hassan, who needs to understand that any kind of alcohol mixed with methanol can lead to death. It is not about social drinking. It is not about exceeding limits. It is not even about psychiatric wards. But perhaps we'll have to wait if political sensibilities is what has made him understand things differently. But we've got more sharp reactions coming in. The latest one from the Union Finance Minister, Nirmala Sitharaman. She has questioned the silence of the Congress party on this matter, coming particularly at a time when the party has been carrying the flag, so to speak, of Dalits' benefits. She has pointed out that 40 at least of those who lost their lives to this illicit liquor were Dalits. Why is it now that the Congress is found wanting in its outrage and its vocal opposition on the matter?